Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming. So firstly, we are in London, in Watch Dogs Legion, as usual. We're on the South Bank, although you can't tell from here, but the river is very close, and it's literally just stopped raining. You can see from all the water laying on the ground. Secondly, and I don't usually say this, but it would be kind of helpful if you watch this and you like it, if you actually like the video, or if you subscribe would be great. I mean, I don't usually say this because I usually think of what I would do if I'm watching videos, and I think if I'm going to like it or subscribe, I do, and someone telling me at the beginning or the end of a video to do it doesn't really influence whether I'm going to do it. But I don't ever mention that, but I just thought, yeah, it would be kind of helpful because yeah, it just tells me how many people are actually liking stuff, and it'd be always good to have more subscribers, of course. Although that's not really why I make videos. But anyway, so today's video is about CD Projekt Red and what's going on with them regarding woke activists. There's been quite a bit in the news recently. I think with woke stuff, and I can only speak for myself, it always affects me more when it's a developer or a company that's involved in games I like. So for example, if it's there's a lot of things recently about IGN being very woke, and I may do a little video about that as well, but I don't really care about IGN. They don't make games. I don't really care what they do. I would never have trusted IGN reviews in the past, particularly anyway. I don't really trust mainstream media in making reviews of anything, so I don't really care whether they've gone woke or what they're doing, so it doesn't really affect me. Yeah, it's interesting to look at what's going on there, but I don't really care. But when it was Dragon Age, the Veilguard and that kind of thing, and BioWare, I do care because I really enjoyed Dragon Age, and that made a big difference to me, what's going on and what happened with the Veilguard. And the same with CD Projekt Red, because I really like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and I really like Cyberpunk. So what happens with them makes a lot of difference, because obviously it's going to be a new Witcher game and there's going to be a new Cyberpunk game, although I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. So apparently the problem is that CD Projekt Red have been hiring woke activists. Apparently at least one or two came from Sweet Baby Inc. or used to work for them. But the CEO, and I think this is the problem as well, it's one, you're hiring people which are woke, but secondly, the problem is that the CEO apparently said that he doesn't even know what Sweet Baby is, and that's actually kind of a quote. And that's when you get into real shit, because if you're going to hire people, at least stick by the fact you know who they are, and of course you would know who they are. Number one, you would know who you're hiring. It's not a company with 200,000 employees, so they would know who they're hiring and where they worked before. And secondly, unless you've been living under a rock in gaming for the last year or two, you would know who Sweet Baby was. So the fact the guy says, I don't even know who they are, then that's just embarrassing, kind of. It's him, and it's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing, to be honest. So that's kind of the problem. It's the fact that you can't trust people who are doing these things, these woke things behind the scenes, to even be upfront about it. So that's number one. And there's more questions in that as well, which is kind of why now, after all the things that have gone on with, we could go through the list of it, Suicide Squad and Concord and the Veilguard, and we could go through the list of awful woke games, Star Wars Outlaws, would you want to be hiring someone from a woke activist to anyone who's connected with Sweet Baby? Why would you want to do that? You've already seen how that goes, how gamers react, so why would you want to do that? It's beyond bizarre to me. I kind of got, and I've said this before, I kind of understand originally people didn't get what they were trying to do, woke activists and Sweet Baby, so they innocently stupidly hired people, but now they do know. And even if your whole HR department is woke activists, as a CEO who's been in the company longer, you would realise that you need to, put your foot down on this, because it's going to destroy your company like it's destroyed others. So it's really weird, and I can't for the life of me think why, even if the HR people are all woke, why the CEO would allow this, and then why he would go and say, I don't know who they are. It's very strange. He also said something about how many people are still with CD Projekt Red since Witcher 3, and I think he cited 100, but apparently there was well more than 200 who actually worked on that, so basically half of the people have gone, and that's a lot. I think if you worked at Walmart or Tesco's, if you're in the UK, in a store, you probably wouldn't find that half of your employees had gone in the space of like 5, 6, 7 years, and they have a pretty high turnover on cash registers and warehouse staff. So to lose half your employees in a niche kind of thing like gaming, when you've had very successful games, is odd. And that's not really something to brag about, so it's easy. It's like saying, oh yeah, we've still got 100, but we lost, half of them. That's the other side of the story. So that's odd as well. I think, yes, a lot of people, I've mentioned this before as well, aren't kind of happy with the way the Witcher 4 game is going to turn out, maybe with Ciri as the lead. I don't have a problem with that. I see from, and this is as a person who's not really into Witcher lore, so I have to watch the series on Netflix. It looked annoying and woke, and so I'm really only a Witcher 3 person. Didn't play the other games, so I'm not a Witcher lore person. So I can't say from that, and I'll come into that in a little bit as well. But as far as Ciri being the lead, I don't have a problem with that. It seems a natural progression to me from how she was she was a big part of the Witcher 3. There was bits where you had to play her, and I don't see a problem with that. She was a character in the game long before woke, so the fact she's a strong woman character, that's fine by me. I don't mind. I know, coming back to the lore thing, in Witcher lore, women can't be witches, but if they integrate that well into the game, and they could think of a way. It might be a slightly dumb way, but they could. I don't mind that. It's like lots of things. It may not be in the story, in the originals, in the books, and in the Netflix series, but if you integrate it well, I wouldn't have a problem with that. They may find a way to say that, look, she can be because she has some special bloodline or some special gift or some special ring, who knows. But I wouldn't have a problem with her being the main character or Witcher, as long as she's played in the same way as she was in Witcher 3, which is she's a relatively attractive woman, to use the term fit in every context, and they don't add extra layers of wokeness to it or anything else, then I'll be quite happy with that. I've got no problem with that. And as I've not seen much of the gameplay for that, and the game's obviously not out yet, then I'm willing to give them a free hand to see how that goes, because Projekt Red, despite everything I've just said, till now they've not made bad games or woke games, so I'll give them a free hand until it turns up, and if they turn up with a game like Veilguard, then okay, then I'll say, oh my god, it's awful. But yeah, I think it's just really weird that people would lie so obviously about things that are so stupid, and the fact that anyone, especially from a big company, and they've seen how many of their equals in development studios, BioWare and others, have Obsidian more recently, have fallen by the wayside of this woke activist nonsense, and you would think, why would they want to do that to themselves? What would possibly be the reasoning? And I don't know. I really don't know. I've sat and thought about this, and I can't think of any reason why. Like I said, even if you accept that maybe, and I don't know this is true, I'm just theorising that the HR department are all woke activists at CD Projekt Red, and that's pushing it. If you're the CEO, who was obviously there long before the HR people, he could say, no, we're not having this, we don't want that, we're going to turn back on that, and I'm going to rehire people in. So it still doesn't make sense. And he would know what this can do to his company and what it can do to a new game they make, whether it's Cyberpunk or Witcher or anything else they make. So anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. As I said, it'd be helpful if people would like the videos, and it would be great if anyone wants to subscribe. But like I said, if you don't, you don't. I often don't subscribe to things I watch, so I completely understand. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care for now.